All right, everyone. I'm going to share some tips on what helped me survive longer in 33 Immortals and what helped me become a better player and teammate. So, tip number one, try to make yourself a plan, meaning give yourself some goals you would like to accomplish either at the start of the game or in the middle of the game and to be done by the time you're going into the boss. I'll share you one example that I have for myself, which is I've given myself the goals to get at least 2 levels and to have 1 key by the time the first torture chamber comes up. Yes, sometimes this won't happen, but it keeps you on track and stops you from aimlessly running around and not getting anything done. So don't be discouraged because every match is different. So it's okay if you just get 1 or 2 things done. It's just something to keep you on track. But the idea for this is the more you do this, the less thinking you'll have to do each time you go into each match. All right, now for tip number 2. This one I think is pretty straightforward, but I'll say it anyways. Always be in a group. No, I don't mean always be in a party before each game. What I mean is follow people or be the person to try and get people to follow you. Sometimes you're going to get people who are new and don't know what's going on. Or you can get someone who just wants to do everything by themselves. But everyone needs to remember this is a team game and you get things done faster and have less bad things happen to you if you're in a group. This also helps with the first tip I said before. You'll get more of your planned goals finished following people or guiding them. This can also be very helpful in boss fights, especially if you've done the boss before to help out the people who haven't done it before. So use those emotes. There is no voice chat in game. That's what they're there for. So use them if you need to. All right, now for tip number 3. Now again, let's remember this is a team game. Always be thinking about your team. What I mean by that is, yes, everyone wants to do the most damage. We love seeing those big numbers. But let's resist the urge a little bit by getting the exposure relic, the mark relic, or even the weaken relic. So the enemies and the bosses will do less damage, you'll do more damage to them, and put on the mark. Hell, if you're even lucky enough and get the epic relic that does all the status effects, even stun, because that itself counts as a status effect. Or even the epic relic that makes you and everyone around you take 20% less damage. Or even building into empathy is very important. It's a very important stat because it not only benefits you and your weapon and its co-op power, but it benefits everyone else's as well. Yes, the more empathy everyone involved in a co-op power, the longer it lasts, and for the sword, it'll give a bigger barrier. Now, I'm not saying put a mass amount of points into it, but a little goes a long way. We have to remember there's 33 of you, or 22, and eventually I'm assuming it'll be 11 once the final mode comes out. But even if some people do this, I'm sure you'll see yourself and others getting farther and farther or even seeing more completions of bosses. You know what? I'll throw in a little bonus. It's not really a tip, but it's just so you know, just in case you didn't. It's to help you as a person stay alive so you can last a little bit longer. But the perk, Immeasurable Love, and Lamp of Purifying Flames are the only 2 ways of healing in the game that doesn't involve you spending bones or completing ascension battles. So it's going to help you save some bones, and if you're getting hit early game, it's going to allow you to heal up so you're not on the brink of dying all the time and not relying on sitting beside each door to torture chambers, hoping that someone has enough bones if you've already used it or just don't have enough to get the heal. So that pretty much does it. These are some of the things I learned to do while playing the beta and up to now in the early release. So I hope these help you with completing more games. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. But if you want to ask me anything directly, I do stream on Twitch every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. PST and any chance I possibly can on the other days of the week.
So here's my Twitch, and you can also grab it on my channel page.
And again, hope these help, and don't forget, have fun, because that's the most important part about playing games, is to have fun.